Okay, good morning, my guitar students. Hopefully you guys are watching. Sorry for the delay, just technical difficulties and last minute things that I had to do before coming on, but here we are. It is day 11 of your guitar lesson, so make sure your guitars are tuned. Okay, make sure that they are tuned. Hopefully you guys did that before I came on, but if you haven't, that's okay. You can start doing that right now. Okay, I know that I'm tuned, but remember, as you recall, let me just adjust here. As you recall here, we are tuning from the top, making sure you are grabbing the neck with your left hand. Okay, your right hand is for strumming. Get your picks ready. We're actually going to be using our picks today. I'm going to show you something a little bit different today, but take a look. We are tuning to the strings of low E, our A after that, our D string, G string, B string, and high E. Okay, so that's what your strings should be tuned to at the moment. Okay, make sure you're exhibiting good posture. Okay, if you are ready to go, you're exhibiting good posture, you're sitting up nice and straight, your shoulders are relaxed, your feet are planted on the floor. If you have any questions, my friends, if you have any questions regarding anything during the class, please do not hesitate to ask. Okay, go onto the chat box and I'll be looking, I'll continue to look for any questions that you guys might have. Go onto the chat box, ask your questions during this lesson, and I will definitely answer those questions during the lesson. If you would rather wait until after class, then you can do that through your Patreon account. You can message me and ask the questions regarding any of these lessons, and I will definitely answer them afterwards if you prefer. Okay, but in any event, let's get ready to go. Okay, so today's lesson is we're going to put finger picking aside for a little bit, because today I want to show you this chord pattern, which you all these chords that are on the board right now, you should definitely be familiar with. I am going to actually do something here. There's a little bit of a glare. I think it's because of the light that I have on. Actually, let me try turning it off. Okay, no, that didn't make any difference. Actually, what might make a difference is me turning off a different light. So give me a second, folks. Give me 1 second. I just want to change a different lighting. There's a big old glare on the C major chord over here, and I think it's because of my overhead light. And I just want to change that so that you guys can see everything. Yes, it is much, much, much better. Okay? All right. So all of these chords you guys are familiar with: A minor, C major, G major, D major. Okay? And they belong to this particular pattern. Okay, I wrote it in this order: A minor to C major to G major, and finally to D major. Okay, I wrote it in this particular order because they belong to a particular song. Okay, and just to note this, which I also explained in the notes of this video. Okay, this particular song is not meant for profit or performance or anything like that. I'm just simply teaching the pattern of the song. It's called "What Goes Around" by Justin Timberlake. Okay, happens to be by Justin Timberlake, but the purpose of this lesson is to simply show you the pattern in the order in which you would play the pattern and the particular rhythm, to show you a difference of what we've been doing thus far. So far, I've been showing you strum patterns, right? It's the basic strum pattern of down 4, up 4, down 2, up 2. Okay, for every chord that you've learned thus far. But with this particular one, I want to show you something called syncopation. Everybody say that. In fact, I'm going to write that on the board right now. I'm going to write the word syncopation in red letters. Here we go, right under the little answer key of open string. Syncopation. Okay, so this is how we spell syncopation: SYNCOPATION, syncopation. Now, what is syncopation? For those of you who might not be that learned in certain musical terminology, syncopation in music simply means the accents, or I should say the emphasis on the offbeats. Okay, emphasis on offbeats. For example, with our strum pattern, we've been doing down 4, up 4, down 2, up 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it really followed a very march tempo. It was the emphasis on the on beats. Okay, but let's say we take that same chord that I just played, which happens to be A minor. Let's say we take that same chord, and now I change up the rhythm. So it's not just a 1, 2, 3, 4, but within the four, I do some emphasis on the offbeats. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, then I might do something like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you see, so now I'm emphasizing the offbeats. Okay, notice how I did that count: 1 and 2 and. So it's more of the emphasis on the and of each number, of each count. So instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and, okay, I'm going 1 and 2 and. It's the and of every beat. Okay, now this doesn't mean it stays like that when it comes to the song by Justin Timberlake. Okay, when it comes to that particular song, or most songs, there are some emphasis on the on beats and then some emphasis on the off beats. It's kind of mixed in between the two. So then you get what's true syncopation. You get a variety of different emphasis going on within the song. So I might start on the on beat. Okay, so right there, just like that, that is kind of the difference, where it goes on the emphasis on the on beat as well as the emphasis on the off beat, depending on which count you are on. Okay, basically, when you've heard you may or may not have heard that song by Justin Timberlake. Okay, but typically I've learned how to play the song, okay, using this. So I'm going to play the actual chord pattern from A minor to C major to G major to D major. Okay, I want you to listen to how it sounds. Okay, so you see that? So I've really, you know, when I learned how to play this, I've learned pretty much how the song goes. Okay, and he takes the chords and does a particular, he varies up the rhythm to make that sound that most people that have heard the song really like. Okay, and that is all due to, again, syncopation. All right, syncopation. Everybody say that, syncopation. Don't try to say it 3 times fast. But syncopation. Okay, that's the idea when it comes to song, or most popular songs. Okay, or any song for that matter. There's a lot of folk songs, even some folk hymns that might use a lot of syncopation. Okay, it just really depends. But I wanted to show you, you know, how to put those chords, some of those chords that we've already learned, and how to get into a chord use of the chord pattern, following the chord pattern, but then using a syncopated rhythm. Okay, so first things first, let's go right to the A minor. Okay, the A minor, I'm gonna do a little bit of a close up here, an adjustment on the camera. Okay, you're gonna take a look at my fingering. Okay, if we recall, by the way, actually back at the board. Back at the board, A minor. Okay, if we recall how A minor goes, we got the index on the B string. Okay, meanwhile, you have the middle finger on the D string between 1st and 2nd fret, and ring finger on the G string between 1st and 2nd fret. Needless to say, I already said that the index finger is on the B string, but I didn't mention where located. It's between the nut and the 1st fret. All the other strings, your low E, your A, and your high E string are open strings. Okay, so there, everything is strummed. So take a good look. Here's my A minor, index, middle, ring. Okay, here's my A minor there. And so note the way I play. Okay, take a look at the strumming pattern now. So it's got 1 and 2. Everybody do that for me real quick. Okay, strum that way. You could be as loud as you like. All right. So actually, let me adjust. There we go. Much better. So here's my A minor chord again, and we're going to go 1 and 2. Try that. Ready? And 1, 2, and ready. Let's play. And 1 and 2. Okay, if you're having a little trouble, make sure you're not digging into the strings. Okay, make sure that you're using that wrist action. Okay, in combination with a little bit of elbow. Okay, but you make sure you're using that wrist action to play that. So 1 and 2. Okay, this is what that strum pattern, the basic strum pattern that we've done, has really reinforced a lot of this wrist action. This is why we do that practice. Okay, so 1 and 2. Everybody play that again. 1, 2, and ready. Let's play. And 1 and 2. Okay. Now, after that, we go right to C major. Everybody take a look. C major, just as a reminder. Here we go. Index stays on B string between the nut and the first fret. Your middle finger stays on the D string between first and second fret. Your ring finger then now changes over to your A string between the second and third fret. Low E and high E are both, and as well as I forgot to mention, and your G string are also open strings. Okay, I didn't write that there. A little open symbol. I'm gonna do that now just because. Gotta be precise, everybody, right? Okay, there we go. So G string is an open string as well. Okay, so here we go. Let's make that adjustment. The camera. Okay, top part of my head is cut off, but that's okay. So index, B string, ring finger, middle finger on the D string and ring finger on the A string. Here we go. Everything is strummed, okay? And so after we've done our A minor, okay, your C major chord goes 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, so we go from A minor going 1 and 2, and then C major 3, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, just kind of putting some counts there. 1 and 2 and 4. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, so let's just do that much, please. Ready? Let's follow me do that C major. Let's just do the C major chord by itself. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Ready on my count. 1, 2, and ready. Let's play. And 1 and 2 and 3. Good. Let's do that again. Everybody, C major chord. 1 and 2 and ready. Let's play. And 1 and 2 and 3. Try that again. One more time. 1, 2, and ready. Let's play. And 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so kind of count that 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so let's take it back from the A minor chord. Okay, where we go 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. See how we put that together? Okay, so it's 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. I'm just taking it a little bit slower so you can see the strokes. Okay, of so you can see the strums in that wrist action. So we got again. Let me show you again from A minor. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3, and then mute it. Okay, just like that. Let's take it together. Here we go. A minor to C major. Okay, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. Ba 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 ba. And notice the changing in my fingers there from chord to chord. Here we go. Let's take it, guys. Here we go on my count. 1, 2, and ready. Let's play. And 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. So again, this is provided. This song is just provided as an example. Because there are many chord patterns, many different chord patterns that actually reflect the same chord pattern from this song. And even a lot of the rhythm patterns are done pretty similarly, okay? But this is just meant as an example, definitely not for profit, just for an example to teach this lesson, okay? So here we go again. We have 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3, okay? noticing again that wrist action as we practiced in the basic strum pattern, okay? So after we've done our C major chord, 1 and 2 and 3, right? After we've done that, we're going to go right over to G major. So let's take a look at the board again. Okay, this is what we learned. Our G major chord index is on the A string between first and second fret. Okay, then our, what did I just say? Yes, and then our middle finger is on the low E string. Okay, between second and third fret, while our ring finger is on the high E string between second and third fret, and your D, your G, and your B string are open strings. Okay, everything is strummed. Okay, just again as a reminder of the G major chord. Okay, so now let's position our fingers for G major. That's what comes after the C major, as it usually does, right? Okay, so index on A string, middle finger on low E string, ring finger on high E string. All strings are strummed. Okay, so after we've done our 1 and 2 and 3 with a C major chord, okay, the G major chord goes. Okay, notice that? So, does that sound familiar? 1 and 2, right? We've done that already with the A minor chord. 1 and 2, okay? After that, to follow the C major, and then we go right to G major. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Okay, please everybody play that with me. Ready? And 1 and 2 and ready. Let's go. And 1 and 2. Okay, do it again. 1, 2, G major. Here we go. And 1 and 2. Okay, just like that. Let me just double check the chat box. Make sure nobody has an comment, question, any. I am looking for anybody to ask any questions on the comment box at join, where it says join the conversation. So please, if you have any questions, please by all means ask. Okay, so we go once again to our G major chord, right? G major chord, 1 and 2. Okay, let's do that much on my count one more time. 1 and 2 and ready. Let's go. And 1 and 2. Okay, just like so. All right, here we go, guys. So let's put it together from A minor to C major to G major. Okay, let's do all of that, please. Here we go. So let's start on A minor. Here we go. And it goes 1 and 2. Everybody count on my count. Play it through. 1, 2. Ready, A minor, and 1 and 2. Okay, just that much. Our C major goes 1 and 2 and 3, right? So it goes 1 and 2 and 3. Let's play it. Let's play it together. 1, 2, and ready. Let's go. And 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. Then from there we switch over to G major. Okay, and we go 1 and 2. Okay, everybody play that. Ready and go. 1 and 2. Okay. So from there, let's go from A minor to C major to G major. This time without stopping. Okay, me first. You got 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2. Okay, that's what we want so far from A minor, C major to G major. Let's do our A minor. Here we go. Let's do all 3 chords. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready. Let's play. And 1 and 2, C major. 1 and 2 and 3, G major. 1 and 2. Okay, just like that. Let's do that again, everybody. Here we go. On my count. 1 and 2 and ready. Let's play. And 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3, and 1 and 2. Okay. So now it's really starting to sound. It's really starting to sound like a song. You see that? It's really starting to sound. When you break it down, when you break down those rhythms, it's definitely very confusing, a little convoluted. But when you start to put it all together, then it really starts to come along like it's a song. Okay, let's do that again, guys. One more time, all 3 chords, and then we'll move on to the 4th chord. Okay, here we go. A minor, starting in A minor, and make sure you're counting while you're strumming. Make sure you're sitting up nice and straight. Here we go on my count. 1 and 2 and already let's play. And 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. Okay, just like that. Okay, and now from there, let's go on back to the whiteboard to remind you of D major. Here we go. Here's D major. Now in D major, your low E string is closed. Your A string is open string. Your D string is an open string. Okay, hence D major, right? However, now your G string has your index finger on the G string between first and second fret. Meanwhile, your ring finger is going to be on the B string between second and third fret, and middle finger on your high E string between first and second fret. Okay, so there it is. That's what we got going there. That's our D major. Let's play it through. Here we go. Let's learn the rhythm of D major as part of this song by Justin Timberlake. Okay, again, this song is not meant for performance, profit, or anything. This is simply a lesson on playing these particular chords in rhythm, okay, which would be done in many other different chords, really, okay, depending on the song. Okay, so D major, index G string between first and second fret, middle finger on high E string between first and second fret, ring finger on the B string between second and third fret. Where low E string is closed, however, A and D are open strings. We strum everything else. Okay, so that's our D major, okay? But the rhythm is part of the song, okay? After we go from G major. Did I just do that right? Hold on. Oh, let me backtrack. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so just trying to get my bearings as far as the rhythm. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, we're gonna count to 4 basically. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Pop, 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 pop. Notice the wrist action. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, everybody do that with me. Ready on my count. 1 and 2 and ready. Let's go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, let's try that again. 1, 2, ready, coming sooner. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's try that again. 1, 2, and ready. Let's play. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so that is our D major. Make sure you're in the right finger positioning. And you're not playing your low E string. We're not doing that. It is closed. Everything else is strummed. Okay, so let's do it one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's do that together on the D major. 1 and 2 and ready and play and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, just like that. Now we gotta put it all together, starting from our A minor. Shake your hands out if you need to. I know I need to a little bit. Get a little feeling back in my fingertips. Okay, here we go. Starting from A minor. Okay, we're gonna go to A minor. Now to C major, to G major, and then D major. Okay, that is the entire chord pattern of the song. What goes around, what comes around, which is by Justin Timberlake, and it's really that's the whole song in a nutshell. Interestingly enough, that's the whole song. Okay, 4 chords, only 4 chords from beginning to end, played over and over and over again, which is amazing. It's there's a genius in simplicity. Okay, let's put it this way. I've always said, I don't know if I actually said it for this class, but I definitely say it for a lot of my other classes, that music is full of patterns. Okay, and this particular chord pattern, okay, is just done over and over and over again. Okay, and it's not something that listeners really look for. Okay, when I first heard the song, I didn't look for it at first until I learned how to play it, and then I was like, oh wow, it just does that all over and over and over again. And that's an amazing thing, guys. It's again, there's a genius in simplicity. Take one pattern and just do it over and over again. And the only differences that might be noted is in the vocals. There'll be different melodies going on vocally, okay, speaking that, but the accompaniment, the guitar accompaniment, okay, can be very repetitive, just very like that over and over again, okay. And that's again an amazing thing, how you can come up with a lot of songs by just repeating a particular pattern over and over again. Does that mean it's always like that for every song? No. There'll be multiple. In other songs there are multiple chord patterns. Okay, there'll be one particular pattern that sets the verses. Okay, then there'll be another particular pattern that sets up the bridge. Okay, and then another pattern to have a conclusion, going back to the beginning, having the original pattern. Okay, and so on and so forth. There'll be multiple patterns in other songs. This song just happens to have one pattern of chords, just one particular pattern that is played over and over again till the end of the song. Okay, again, there's a genius in simplicity. It's amazing what you can come up with, But let's go right into our pattern. Okay, so let's recap what those strumming rhythms are. So A minor goes 1 and 2. Okay, your C major goes 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. And then your G major goes 1 and 2. Just like A minor, same rhythm there. Okay? And then D major goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? And then it just goes back to A minor doing the same exact thing. Okay? So there's a pattern in the rhythm. Okay? So let me show you all of that in total. It goes starting from A minor, 1 and 2, 1 and, oh, excuse me, I went to G major instead of C major. Let's go again, sorry. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, and then it just starts again. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, and notice I did it a couple of times in repetition. That's what it does throughout the entire song. Okay, so let's strap it up. Here we go. Take your guitar and let's get ready to do this together. Here we go, starting from your A minor. Everybody together on my count. Nice and easy. Sit up nice and straight. Get that posture going. And here we go on my count. 1, 2, and ready. Here we go. A minor. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3. And 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Keep going. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. A minor. 1 and 2. C major. 1 and 2 and 3. G major. 1 and 2. D major. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and off. Okay, were you guys able to do that? Were you able to follow along with me? Maybe you got a little lost. Maybe you stopped. That's okay, guys. Remember, we're learning this for the first time. Okay, and so again, as I'm not using this for any performance profit or anything like that, you see how the pattern goes. It would typically go with other songs. Okay, maybe in the same chord pattern, maybe in a different chord pattern in a different key. Okay. But the same octaves, it just follows suit like that, okay? And this is what you might get in a typical pop genre song, okay? That's how that goes, okay? But here we go. Let's do it again, guys. Making sure we're going from beginning to end. Okay, we'll do it two more times, okay? Let's do 2 more repetitions of this same pattern in the same rhythm pattern. Here we go. Sit up nice and straight, shoulders relaxed. Feet planted on the floor. On my count from the A minor, starting there. 1, 2, and ready. Let's play together. 1 and 2. 1. Oh Oh my goodness, stop right there. Oh my goodness. Now, for some reason, I keep jumping to the G major before I get to the C major. Here we go. A minor, C major, G major, D major. Okay, here we go. On my count. 1 and 2. And ready, let's go. And 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and off. Okay, I almost jumped the gun again and almost tried to go for the G major instead of the C major first. Okay, but here we go. Let's talk, everybody. Take a good look once again at the board. Okay, use the video. Play back the video again just to practice how to do this chord pattern. Okay, it's not so much about learning to play the song, okay, but learning to play what goes into the rhythm of the strumming of the song from each chord, okay, going continuously, okay, so that you guys get an idea of how some typical songs sound and how they would go, okay. I've seen in my experience, most popular genre songs actually usually go for that A minor to C major. Okay, this is not an uncommon pattern. Okay, so you have some uncommon ones, and then you have some common ones. This is pretty much a common pattern. Okay, except here's the other thing. Except that in some other songs, what you might find is that you have this same pattern, but you have a different strumming, different type of syncopation. Okay, you might have something different going on there. You might have finger picking. Okay, you might take that song and finger pick it. So you have your A minor. Okay, so we got. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Almost messed up. G major and D major. Okay, so you might have something going on there in a more arpeggiated way. Okay, so you might have to do it. Now I've never played that. I never played those chord patterns in that order. In finger picking, which explains a lot of the mistakes I just made. Okay, but the idea is that you can take any pattern, such as this one, and change up the rhythm, change it to finger picking, change up the rhythm of the strumming to something different. Do it in more of a march tempo. Okay, you can do those things. Okay, a lot of different things using this particular chord pattern. But I did want to note, since this is probably, well, I wouldn't say it's the most recent, but it is a recognizable, okay, a recognizable chord pattern when it comes to Justin Timberlake's song "What Goes Around." And so it's just again, an example, not so much as how to play the song, but so much as how to take a chord pattern and play and strum a particular rhythm. Okay, and then again, you can change it up. You can take the same chord pattern and do something totally different. Okay, when it comes to the strumming rhythm. Okay, guys. Hopefully there weren't any. If there weren't any other questions, not hopefully, but I see no questions being asked. That's okay. You can always ask me later on if you don't have any more if you don't have any questions. If you don't have any questions, then practice, guys. Take this chord pattern, practice what we've done. Okay, change up the rhythm. I encourage you to change up the rhythm. Okay, using this same chord pattern. Okay, I encourage you guys to practice that. So again, you have a good idea. Oops, excuse me. You have a good idea of, okay, one particular pattern being done in a particular rhythm. All right. But however, guys, great job. Give yourselves a nice little round of applause. Great job on doing this lesson. Okay, as always, I encourage you to practice what? How many times? 10 times. 10 times. Please practice this particular pattern, that strum pattern that we just did, 10 times a day. Change it up, change up the rhythm, okay, and then practice that 10 times a day. All right, guys, great job once again. And as always, I wish you happy practicing. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day and have a good one. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.